Hi guys, so today we will be looking at some surds. Surds are just very common question in both the GCSE and C1 papers. So let's move on to the first question, which states simplify root 20 plus root 45. Now you need to bear in mind that root 20 and root 45 are irrational numbers, so they cannot be added normally. What you need to do is use the prime factorization method and stick 20 and 45 together on a division bar. So whatever's inside the surd, you stick on the division bar and you find a common factor between both of them. So 20 and 45 have a common factor 5, so divide each one respectively by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4 and 45 divided by 5 is 9. Now you stop at this stage because you cannot obviously further break both of them down using a common factor because they don't have any common factors between them other than 1. And furthermore, because they're both square numbers, it means that you need to stop prime factorizing. You need to stop breaking both numbers down. Now you're going to express root 20 as root 4 times root 5, which can be simplified to 2 root 5 because root 4 equals 2. And root 45, on the other hand, can be simplified as root 9 times root 5, which is 3 root 5. So root 20 is 2 root 5 plus 3 root 5, and that gives you 5 root 5. Now that the surds are common, you can just add their coefficients. 2 plus 3 is 5. So the answer is 5 root 5. The next question in this paper requires of you to rationalize the denominator of 1 over root 3. Now whenever you are multiplying the denominator by which is the third denominator by an integer, or whenever you're multiplying them, or whenever they are stand alone by themselves, what you need to do is multiply the surd by itself. So root 3 times root 3. So what you're doing here is you're going to rationalize. You're going to change this irrational denominator into a rational number. So root 3 times root 3. Whatever you introduce to the denominator, you need to introduce exactly the same thing onto the numerator. So root 3 times root 3 is 3. 1 times root 3 is root 3. And this is your final answer. This cannot be simplified further. The third and final question is rationalize the denominator of 2 plus root 3 over 2 minus root 3. Now in this particular scenario here, you have a minus in the denominator which you need to rationalize. Whenever there is a plus or a minus, you do not have a choice but to multiply this denominator by what you call its conjugate. So the conjugate is just that the terms here, 2 and root 3, remain the same, and you're just going to change the sign. So in the question, if the sign were a minus, it becomes a plus, and if it were a plus, it becomes a minus. So yet again, whatever you introduce to the denominator, you introduce exactly the same thing onto the numerator. Now this is ready for expansion. We expand the numerator using our normal knowledge of expansion. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times root 3 plus 2 times root 3, and what you need to remember is that root 3 times root 3 equals 3. The reason for this is because, for example, if you have root a times root a, we could argue that root a times root a is the same thing as saying square root of a all to the square. A square and a square root cancel each other out to give you a. So instead of going through this procedure, you can just skip this step and straight away write down the answer for root a times root a, which is a. So likewise here, we are going to skip the step of stating that root 3 times root 3 is root 9. We'll just change it to root 3 times root 3 equals 3 straight away. Now the denominator is strikingly similar to a classic difference of two squares. Now, difference of two squares states that if you have a minus b, a plus b, when you expand them, you get a square minus b square. So we will apply this knowledge here, of course. So 2 minus root 3 times 2 plus root 3 is the same thing as saying 2 to the square minus root 3 to the square. So your final answer needs to be given in a simplified and clean state. 4 plus 3 is 7, so you collect the like terms and simplify them. So 4 and 3 are integers, we add them together, and 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 is 4 root 3. All over 2 to the square is 4, and minus root 3 to the square is 3. So 4 take away 3 gives you a denominator of 1. So the final answer is equal to 7 plus 4 root 3. I hope that this was helpful. I will load up some more indices tutorial and surds tutorial in the weeks to come. So keep an eye out. Like and subscribe, and thank you very much. Bye.